we would have had a significant amount of rain across different parts of Barbados. I was actually in church at the Sharon Moravian Church when the rain started. And when I came out, I started to get reports. We're here at Rowe Bridge, which is probably the worst that we have had reports on for the evening. There have been some other instances across the island, but nothing compared to this from what the Minister of Home Affairs and the DEM have reported so far. As you can see, there are a number of cars that were clearly carried away by the water gushing. And I'm sure that others have seen the pictures on social media. One is right here to my right. One is back at the junction, still blocking the junction by the gas station and the top of Rowe Bridge. One is a taxi driver who was just short there at the top. And regrettably, Chief, you said that there are two vehicles that were washed away down the bottom, the lane. What is even more worrisome than all of that is that there is a report of a missing man who, and the initial video would suggest that the water swept him away, but it is too early for us to say any more at this point in time. I've met with his niece. We obviously have him in our prayers, but the police, firemen and the BDF have to be allowed to do their work to see what is happening down there. They've managed to clear away a little bit, because when we first came, the chief was worried even about the police going down there, but he's now said it's clear for the police to go and take the photographs down there. So this is exactly what we've been talking about when we talk about the intense rain that we're not accustomed to. And this regrettably is part and parcel of all that we've been fighting for with respect to the climate crisis. It's going to take time for us to adjust our infrastructure. This is not something that can be done in 5 years or 7 years. This is a long-term effort. This is a marathon. But what each of us can do, we must do around our houses and around also in a strategic way with public works and infrastructure, doing the things that will minimize the damage. Wilfred, I don't know if there's anything more. I know that there was a report of damage to a retaining wall in Coffee Gully. Initially people said it was a bridge. I'm told that it's not a bridge, it was just a retaining wall. I saw the water in St. Peter, but from early reports it seems as though that has moved quickly. And that really is the idea. We can't stop the deluge and the intensity of the deluge, but we need to make sure that it can run off as quickly as it can by keeping areas clean and clear as far as possible.
This house back of me is flooded, and we are setting up pumps, so we're trying to give the residents some relief tonight. So we're setting it to pump off the water from the basement that they can start their cleanup process to people to reoccupy as soon as possible.
I think that there were a number of other persons who the fire service also helped evacuate who felt threatened by water that was rising, including some from up here, up opposite the police station, the Exchange, and then one or two other parts of the island. You've deployed people to help people get out of residences, correct?
Yeah, Crystal Heights, St. Lucie, Chagor, St. Philip, Britain, St. Philip.
So as you can see, it's spread all over the island, the intensity that we think. We hope that we can keep safe for the rest of the night, but we will expect some other rain throughout the night based on what the Met Office has said, but I hope the worst of it is gone. Okay, but I just ask people who are watching, and I'm sure you'll do social media posts tonight, just to be safe and to be on the watch out, because once you have that heavy, intense rain for a long period of time, while it will run off, the problem is the momentum of the rain before it runs off, as we saw here with what happened with these cars and obviously with the gentleman earlier this evening. Minister, I don't know if you want to add to it, please.
Just to say, it's been a very, very busy night for the emergency services. I want to really thank and congratulate the emergency services on the very fast response that they had. We were stretched. There were a number of areas flooded, and they had to respond to a lot, probably the most calls we ever had in one night.
And the roving team as well.
And the roving response. But they came out like stars, and I want to thank them. People don't understand that sometimes the fire service and the response units have to put themselves personally at risk in order to save other people or try to minimize damage to property. And I can't overstate that I really appreciate, Chief, the way all of the emergency services responded today. You all saved some lives tonight. Now the other thing is, for those who have had property damage or who have issues, you can still reach out to the 24-hour services, which is the police at 211 and fire at 311. And we will circulate the information in relation to DM again tomorrow, so that after there's a settle, if people have property damage to report or any other things like that, that they can make reports to the DM and we will follow up.
I want to also thank the support team from the constituency branch of St. George North. The Member of Parliament is actually on duty leave with the International Labour Organization, but her branch president, her personal liaison officer, the PRO and the others from the branch have been out here working along with the St. George North DEO people as well. It is this kind of collective response combined with the efforts of the BDF, the fire service and the police that will help us, and the roving response team, that will help us community by community by community. And I'm saying this deliberately to you because sometimes people don't understand the power that they have to help us. We don't want people taking foolish risks, but once the risk has abated, like now the rain is out, then we need to come out and check on neighbors, check on people, check and see who is flooded, like here, who needs to be moved, etc. And in the case of the man that's missing, the fire service will continue to do the search and rescue, and we will keep him in our prayers and hope that he is still alive.